guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have a swatch and review of the 6-piece China Glaze Serpentine collection, which is the, in my opinion, always highly anticipated Halloween collection from China Glaze. I usually absolutely love the China Glaze Halloween collection. Now, China Glaze did send me this in PR, so thank you, China Glaze, because that was a really pleasant surprise to open my door and find this sitting on my doorstep. I wasn't expecting that because I was going to buy this, so I'm glad I got it before I bought it, because then I would have had a lot of China Glaze on my hands. It's always a very surreal experience to receive PR from brands like this. I mean, any brand, of course, but it's just like, I like to tell my grandma, I'm like, Grandma, China Glaze sent me nail polish. And she's like, oh my God, they're in the salons. Like, it's exciting, you know? Oh, also, it came with this cute little, like, snake ring. Look at him. I really don't know if you're supposed to wear it, like, up here, because then when you bend your hand, it's like, what? Or if it's like, are you supposed to put it like all the way on like this? Yeah, I think that looks better. Actually, that's cute. That's fun. I love that. Very cute. I love rings. Rings are like my favorite type of jewelry. Oh, I got it stuck. Well, staying on for the review. All right, we'll figure that one out later. That's a problem for some butter, I think. No, that's disgusting. I can get it off. Don't worry. So anyways, this is a 6-piece collection themed around Medusa and obviously snakes. I look at this and I don't know that it necessarily screamed Halloween to me at first. It was more fall, which China Glaze also puts out a fall collection every year as well. They do Halloween and then they do fall. So I'm wondering what their fall collection is going to look like as well. But after applying these, I do feel more Halloween-y about it. I guess, I mean, Halloween is in fall, so there is some crossover, right? If you had a Venn diagram, there would be a big overlap. They also sent 2 sets of nail wraps. Now we have this Scaled to Perfection, which is like green snake skin, and then you have 3 nails here where the snake is like crawling across. And then we also have this one called Second Skin, and this one is more orangey toned, and then you have like triple snakes here, and again, more snake skin. Each set has 16 individual nail wraps so that you know, for sizing purposes and stuff. I think that you could easily wear, you know, as a cohesive manicure, one by themselves, or I think you could get away with mixing and matching, because even though they are a little bit distinct, because you have that snake skin tying it together, I do think you could mix and match, and that green and orange, very Halloween-y. The polishes are going to be listed at $7.50 per polish on the China Glaze website. One of the most affordable, I swear, like mainstream brands out there. They really keep their prices low. And then the nail wraps are going to be listed at $5 a set, which again, pretty good for pricing. I feel like some press-ons and nail wraps can get closer to like the $10 price point. And for something you can only wear one time, that's a lot. So I appreciate a $5 price point for, you know, like, you could probably get like a week out of one of these. Well, I don't know, maybe some people can go further, but for me, I'm pretty rough on everything about me, so I might get a week. Now, I know some people absolutely hate snakes, and I'm sure that those people didn't even click on this video. I know some people are very uneasy about them. I just think they're cute little guys. I like those. Is it a white ball python? They look like little ghosts. They're so cute. And I really like this color story, and we have a lot of fun finishes going on. You guys know me. I love fun finishes, and I love China Glaze collections when they mix and match a lot of finishes. So I was really looking forward to getting my hands on this. So let's get into the live swatches. I have full hand swatches for you as well. And then we will talk about my thoughts and feelings at the end. So up first we have Pantheon Goddess, which in the bottle looks a little bit blue leaning. It's a little bit harder to pick up on the nail, that blue lean, but it is a blue leaning silver metallic. And I do find it is a little bit streaky if you have too much on the brush, but as long as you are doing thinner coats and you're pulling the brush rather straight, you won't have much of a problem. And those streaks do kind of dry down and out, and it does dry rather quickly, which is nice. Then we have Caution Might Bite, which is this perfect jack-o'-lantern orange, or even like a fall leaf orange. On that first coat, you can see a little bit of my nail line. You have some really bright shimmer running through it. and I got really sloppy with this one. The formula was a little bit thinner than I had expected, so just be aware of that when you're using it. You don't need this much on the brush like I did, but after 2 coats, that nail line was covered, even with that thinner formula, and honestly, I could see some really cute pumpkin nail art with this. We have Madame Medusa, which is, of course, one of my favorite kind of spooky, ooky, grungy greens. On that first coat, you can see there's like a greeny gold shimmer just bam packed into this. And sorry about, I forgot to turn off the autofocus. Again, on that first coat, a little bit of the nail line showing through, which I find is easily covered. I love the shimmer in this. I wondered if it looked somewhat similar to Zombie Zest, but I'll show you a comparison later on. It's got kind of more of a grassy green to it. And then we have Slither, which I don't like to say all those S's. It's this kind of charcoaly black that in some lights, to my eyes, leans a little bit brown. It has that really nice shimmer running through it again. Again, 2 coats is all you really need. All of these seem to be really good 2-coaters for me. I found that in some lights, it looked a little bit more on the black or charcoal side. And then in other lights, it leaned a little bit brown. So it just kind of depends on your lighting. Then we have Gold Hearted, which I think is bronze, but we're going to call it gold. Another one of those fun shimmers. I guess it could be gold. I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't look at this and think gold. I would look at it and think like copper-ish, but my eyes are like, I feel like I can't see color the same as everybody. But again, one of those types of metallics that just as long as you pull it straight, you won't have streaks running through it. I think that they dry down pretty well, and it's a little bit more muted. And then finally we have Fall from Grace. Now this one really impressed me because in the bottle I was like, that's going to be one of those sheer glitters. And even on this first coat, it's like, it's a blackened base that is really thin, and the glitters, they're not sparse, but they're small. So I just thought this is going to be like 3 coats. Look at this. On 2 coats, on this swatch, I have like almost full coverage. And then when I wasn't painting it under a camera, when you see the full hand swatch, this will be 2 coats. Look at that, full coverage in 2 coats from that little itty bitty glitter. I couldn't believe it. So what did you guys think? Like I said, when I first saw this, I knew instantly I was going to buy it. I didn't think that I was on any of China Glaze's list, so I wasn't even like in my head that I was going to receive this. So I just hadn't bought it yet. And then lo and behold, it showed up on my doorstep. So I was like, cool. I buy all the China Glaze Halloween collections. It's just one of my favorite. Oh, I got the ring off. Nice. It's just typically one of my favorite collections that they do in a year, except for last year. I really didn't like last year's. So I was really nervous leading up to this year's, and they blew me away. The colors to me are a good balance of like Halloween, especially with this orange, and then like the green over here. They just make me feel like very Halloween-y. But then there's like kind of some fall comfort thrown in there with this like bronzy tones. And it gives me like trip to the cider mill kind of a feeling. You know, I love going to the cider mill. I love apple cider and cake donuts and looking at all the pumpkins. So like that's, you know, that's the feeling that I get from the the Serpentine collection, which I'm just like, that's a weird feeling to get from snake-haired women, but we all have our thing. The naming convention of the polishes is kind of like half snake puns and like half directly Medusa related. So it's like, you know, like Madame Medusa and Fall from Grace. And then we have like Caution Might Bite for the snakes. How would you pronounce this? Like, do you say all the extra letters? Do you go like slither, or do you just say slither and just pretend like there's not 3 S's in it? Because I feel really self-conscious being like slither. Like, I don't know why. So also like when people spell boo with like 5 O's, do you just say boo or do you go boo? Like, I don't know what to do. Somebody tell me. Nobody taught me this in school, and it is something that really plagues me, honestly. So yeah, the names are great, but that, I just don't know how to say it correctly. My favorite, I mean, you guys know, it's Madame Medusa. It's the spooky green. I love it. I did see, I can't remember if somebody asked me or I saw somebody asking the question, or if I just made this up in my own head, which I often do. But I think I saw somebody asking, how does this compare to China Glaze's Zombie Zest? Well, girl, I gotcha. So this is Madame Medusa. This is Zombie Zest. You can already tell in the bottle, the finish looks slightly different. Zombie Zest is like a jelly-ish base, and the Madame Medusa is more opaque. And also Zombie Zest is just a lighter green, whereas Madame Medusa kind of has like a dark, more metallic-y vibe. And you can see on the swatch wheel, Madame Medusa is darker and more full coverage, and even at 2 coats on the swatch wheel of Zombie Zest, it does look a little bit sheerer. I feel like when I wear Zombie Zest, there is visible nail line even after 3 coats. It's, like I said, it's like a jelly base. So similar-ish, but not the same. I would say my runner-up for favorite was actually Pantheon Goddess. Because in the bottle, it looked really cool, and it reminded me of one of the polish finishes from the Extra Stellar collection, which I think was 2 Halloweens ago. I love that collection. Love aliens, so like that was my vibe. The one thing I will say, and for, you know, just across the board, I always like to talk about if there's any issues with the polish, what are they? The only quote-unquote issue I would say is with Pantheon Goddess. Now, this is a metallic type polish. So if you aren't careful with application, brush strokes may show. I found that they mostly dried down, but I was also very careful to be straight when you gotta like pull it straight across your nail very deliberately and not get too manipulative with it. And then you won't really have any like extra lines or brush strokes. I felt like it was pretty easy as far as metallics go to manipulate to be without brush strokes. And I don't know, it's just got this ethereal kind of hue, this glow that surrounds it. So I really liked Pantheon Goddess as well. The only one that I personally was very take or leave about, and it's just because of the color, this isn't a color that I'm like fighting for, I'm not like obsessed with it, is Slither, or Slither, however you want to say it. It's just a dark kind of blackened base type color. It's like a light black, like it's not gray, but it's not like deep black either. And it's got like a little bit of a metallic sheen in it, but nothing too crazy, nothing I would say that's undupable. But the green, the orange, and this like bluey silver, very pretty. The one that's called Heart of Gold, I just feel like it looks bronze. I don't think that this looks gold, or gold hearted, sorry. I feel like it looks bronze. I think that it being bronze suits the collection, but I just feel like gold hearted was a weird name for it. But I guess I could see it being gold. I don't know. I feel like my perception of color is not everyone else's perception of color. So when I'm like, it looks like this, people are like, Hillary, it doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe I should get my eyes checked. But yeah, let me know if you're going to pick any of these up, or if you have already, which ones are your favorite. And honestly, I am not like a snakeskin person per se. I've never looked at like a snakeskin bag or shoes and been like, that's what I want to wear. It's just not my thing. But these are fun. I think these are really cute. And so I'll probably wear these, you know, because it's not like a huge commitment to wear a nail wrap. So I'll probably check these out. I'm stuck to it. I've been gluing myself to a lot of stuff lately. But yeah, so I'm probably going to try these on. Do they fit my nails? They might not. No, they'll fit. My nails are not too long yet. So that's one problem I have with a lot of nail wraps is by the time I think to wear them, my nails are like really, really long. And then I'll break a nail and they'll be too short to really showcase the cool design. So, oh, that's another thing. I didn't even think about that. With some of these like longer snake ones, if your nails aren't like the exact perfect size, you might lose some of that snake. So that's something to think about too when picking out which one you want to wear. I think that the green one might be more suited to more nail lengths than the orange one, because these snakes are kind of taking up the entire nail. So you kind of want to showcase that whole design, right? Anyways, that is going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.